We've all got regrets, right? Maybe it's that one game you never beat, or maybe it's that boss that you just couldn't quite finish off, or maybe it's some side quest that you never finished. We all have it. And I wanted to talk to you today about one of mine. And I want to talk a little bit about the history of gaming in my life. Hello everybody, I'm Erica Newgirl. I'm a Twitch content creator. I play horror games. I love to chat with my community. You can find more information about this with me down in the description below. And meanwhile, while you're at it, hit the subscribe button down below. It's absolutely free and it helps support this channel. Let's get me to 100 subscribers so I can get that custom URL. So strap in, get the popcorn, and let's have a conversation. My history of gaming begins when I was pretty young. My father got a regular Nintendo when I was about 4 or 5 years old, and almost immediately we began to play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 1, 2, and 3. We played Super Mario Brothers 1 and 3. For some reason we never played 2, it just seemed weird, never did it. Skip that one, alright? Played some more obscure titles like Ninja Crusaders, but the one title that me and my father played over and over and over again was Double Dragon 3. Now when me and my dad would play video games, we did it where every night after supper, after we were done cleaning the table and everything, we'd go downstairs into the basement and we would play the Nintendo. We beat a lot of games together, but Double Dragon 3 for some reason eluded us. We would get the final boss over and over and over again. Every night we would fail to beat her. She was just incredibly tough. And eventually we just sort of moved on from that game. We never ended up actually beating. And then as I got older, I started playing the PlayStation with some friends. Played Final Fantasy VII, Tactics, Final Fantasy VIII, Wild Arms 1 and 2, Lunar 1 and 2, all of these kind of classic RPG titles. We did play a little bit of Sega, Super Nintendo, games like WrestleMania, which seems kind of obscure for us, where we would play as Doink the Clown and Doink the Clown versus Doink the Clown and Doink the Clown. We played titles like Secret of Mana, Secret of Evermore, GoldenEye, Super Smash Brothers, Perfect Dark, all these different 64 games. It's where I found my love for plot-driven games, especially. Final Fantasy VII for me holds up to one of the greatest plots. The way it tells a story emotionally just gets me every time. Me and my best friend, we played that game multiple times, taking turns playing the characters. And eventually, at one point around age 16 or so, me and my best friend, we played Double Dragon 3. We dusted off the NES and decided to give it a go. And we eventually actually did beat it. Which is where I got my greatest regret. I regret having never beaten that game with my dad. I'm very grateful that I beat it with my best friend and I got to see the ending of the game, and that finally this game that eluded me through my younger years finally was achieved. But I remember being a little bit sad about it. I remember being, it would have been really nice to beat this game with my dad. For whatever reason, by that age, me and my dad no longer played video games together. It wasn't something he did. He didn't play any video games anymore. And it just never happened. So while I'm grateful that I beat it, I still just feel sort of this sadness. Maybe it has to do with other stuff in my life. Maybe there was other stuff going on in my life that would have made it really nice to beat it with my dad, but here we are. Then when I got to college, I kind of stopped playing video games altogether. I got engaged, married, divorced, I went to clown school. I did all these other things, and video games were not a part of that story. I just kind of stopped playing them altogether. It wasn't until my mid-30s when I bought a PlayStation 4 and I picked up Final Fantasy 15, Fallout 4, Madden for some reason. It was a lot of titles that I sort of missed out on from my sabbatical from gaming. And then I built a PC. Now I'm playing games like Among Us, Rocket League, a lot of horror games, Alien Isolation, Soma, Outlast, catching up on all these horror titles that I've kind of missed out on. Gaming for me kind of represents either two categories. I love playing games with friends, or I love playing games that have really well-written plot, a lot of emotional twists and turns and well-written villains. I love myself a good Sephiroth situation. I love characters like Father in Fallout 4, where even backing out a little bit from Fallout 4 and looking at the different factions, it's morally ambiguous which factions are the best or which are the greatest heroes. In fact, you could make an argument that all the factions are either not heroes or they're all heroes. And so when I played Fallout 4, I kind of had to make a decision. I tried for as long as possible to play all the sides until the game starts making you make some hard decisions as you're nearing the climax of the story. And I love games like that. I love games where you have to make really hard decisions with some actual consequence. Playing Soma recently, when you have to decide whether you want to erase the identities of people trapped in computers and robots, or you have to unplug them so they have permanently now died. These are questions and hard choices that make me both cringe and think, wow, this is like, thank goodness this is only a video game, because I don't know what I would do in real life. And that's what I love about video games. I like video games that make me feel something. I like video games that, either make me laugh or cry. And that's it. That's really what I want to talk about this week. So come find me on Twitch, hit the follow button. This coming week, I have my 1-year streamiversary. There's a lot of fun incentives that both torture me and hopefully will have a good laugh at. One of those incentives is having to perform an impromptu magic show for everyone, or also having to play Minecraft, a game which I absolutely loathe to watch or think about or experience. So come check it out, let's have a good laugh, and I will talk to you soon. Bye-bye.